You can open your eyes now, Dylan. Dylan, we're
Oh
live.
no! I thought we were doing the intro video.
Oh,
I
I
thought
guess
we
we
were doing the
skipped
count.
it.
Oh, no countdown today.
No
With
countdown.
that being said, that lovely introduction out of the way. Welcome back to, you guessed it, the most disorganized podcast on the internet. Welcome back to Under the Helmet podcast. And today we are going to be recapping Miss Marvel episodes, I guess you could say 1 through 5, but mostly 2 through 5. Because we talked about episode 1 a little bit. Thought it was good. Thought it was endearing. So, how you doing, Eli?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm putting up the show link because we forgot to in the Discord. Once again, proving how we live up
But
to
anyways,
that name
let's
of
go ahead
most disorganized podcast.
How great. You gotta get a brand manager or something.
We do have a brand manager.
But anyway, the crinkle
busy.
audio. Shout out to the audio listeners who are now hearing the crinkle of the crinkly
The
dinkly.
crunch bars.
But anyways, don't make me fire up this lightsaber. Game over. But anyways,
Do not fire up that
so,
lightsaber. You deafened me earlier. Yes, Ms. Marvel. I'm loving this
let's
show.
start with same here. I was gonna say let's definitely do non-spoilers, kind of a little bit about the non-spoiler section of the show. So I'm not gonna lie, first episode was not my favorite. I thought it was nice, I thought it was endearing, but I wasn't the biggest fan of it. It immediately changed in episode 2. My whole perspective changed.
Okay.
When episode 2 came out and I watched it. And this is because we got to spend time with Kamala and we got to grow with her and we got to bond with her as a character. We got to see something we don't often see in the MCU, and that's characters trying out their powers and learning about their powers and their abilities. All too often, we have characters that either know how their stuff works or just kind of, figure it out as they go. We actually get to see her test things out and learn. So
I thought it was
grow with the character, and I really enjoyed that. I really loved that. That was awesome to see, because when you have people, when you listen to some of the more negative sides of people's opinions, it's always the same thing. We never get to grow with the character. We never get to see them work in powers. Here they go, practicing with her powers, learning how it works. So as she's learning, we're learning as well as the audience. I think that's a beautiful thing, because I know her powers in the comics are just generic stretchy powers, versus in the show it's connected to something else that we'll get into.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I really liked it. I've grown a whole lot more into Nala, her family, everything. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. And I'll admit, I'm not the most educated person when it comes to Pakistani culture. So getting to see and learn that and witness that is super cool. I really enjoyed that.
Mm-hmm. I will say, jumping back to the, watching her learn her powers, I loved them, being like, okay, we don't know what all you can do. Let's try things that we know other heroes can do. So they see if they have Ant-Man powers.
That was so cool.
That was because none of us have ever been in that position of okay, what powers do we have? It reminded me a little bit of, I actually haven't seen Shazam, but I've seen the trailer where they're testing out to see what powers he has. And I just always think those segments are really fun.
Oh, you've never seen Shazam?
I have never seen Shazam.
And I'll tell you what, I'm glad you brought that up, because that was very much a mirror of that scene in Shazam. I've seen Shazam. It's one of my favorite DC movies, actually.
Okay, might have to add it to my list.
I loved it, and now that I have that connection established, I can definitely see the similarities between Kamala and Billy Batson, which I related to Billy Batson a lot in that movie. So to see something similar, I was like, and it made sense. The dots have been connected in my head. So thank you for that. Also, Black Adam's coming out soon, and I'm excited for that. Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Dwayne the power struggle.
The hierarchy of power in the DC universe is about to change forever. What does that mean?
Dwayne,
I don't know. We'll find out. I don't know. There was a hierarchy of power. I guess it's because like the only DC heroes that we've seen that are like kind of powerhouses are like we've got Superman, we've got Shazam, and like maybe the Flash.
We got Wonder Woman.
I know there's a couple Green Lanterns, but there's none like currently, and then like Martian Manhunter, but like they're not super powerful characters. But then again, neither's really Black Adam that much. But my guess is this: I think that line relates to not Black Adam, but Dr. Fate, because Dr. Fate's going to be in that movie.
Hey, Sita's here.
What's up, Sita? He just posted a really good edit that he made the other day, and I put it up on our story.
I saw that.
I personally really enjoyed it. So,
dude, that was cool.
Happy to have you here, man.
But yeah, talking more on let's see. I don't know how much we can get into non-spoilers. I really love seeing the Kamala's relationships with other characters because each one is different. Like her relationship between her and Bruno is different than her relationship with her and Nakia. Seeing her relationship with her family, seeing her relationship with Kamran, all of it.
Absolutely, her relationships with characters in this movie. And here's the thing: with every episode, I became more endeared to her character. So I really enjoyed it. I really, really, really enjoyed it. And I did the same thing, Sita. I wasn't watching it upon release date because it was coming out the same day as Kenobi. And it was kind of an easy choice for me because Obi-Wan's always been my favorite. But now going back and rewatching it, I think this is one of the shows that definitely benefits from binging it.
And you know what? Sita's got this comment. It can feel very personal. Dylan, you said that episode 1 wasn't your favorite. Episode 1 like grabbed me in a chokehold and dragged me on a ride because we have this character who is this like always head in the clouds dreamer, and that's been me growing up, even me now. So seeing that, I immediately had someone to relate to. And then you bring in Bruno, this like Bruno's everything I've ever wanted to be. He's a genius. He's good with tech. He can program, solder. I mean, all of these skills that I've always, tried to achieve. Some of them I have, some of them I haven't. But I don't know. It's been nice because I can see a little bit of myself in both of them. So, and plus they're both cosplayers, which is fucking amazing. We love to see that. We love to see.
Oh yeah,
see that representation for us.
We need it. More cosplayers in the media. My question is this. So, I don't think this really counts as a spoiler, but it kind of seeing the little bit of tropes going on. I wonder if, and personally, I hope they don't do this. Okay. But I would be okay with it if they did. Is Kamala and Bruno.
Mm-hmm.
I hope they keep them as friends. I really do.
I think
I can see the seeds of like, maybe the whole I've had a crush on you my whole life kind of deal, yada, yada, yada. Yep. It's a trope. It's played out. If it happens, I'll get it. I won't really care. Personally, I don't want to see that. I think what a great and here's the thing. It would be a great message to not only young girls, but also young boys cuz growing up, especially at our age, we had this thing of, you got to get the girl and the nice guy's going to win in the end, and it's caused a lot of toxic elements in our society, in our dating culture. So how great would it be to have Bruno be like, listen, Kamala, I got a crush on you. And she's like, listen, man, I don't really see it that way. Can we still be friends? And I want him more than anything to be like, yeah, I think that'd be great. Because here's the thing. I've had experiences like that where one of my personal best friends that I've known since college, I thought she was really pretty. I took her on a date and thought things were going well, and I talked to her and she was like, listen, I'm not really looking for a relationship right now, I don't think we'd be a good fit. And I was like, this sucks, this hurts, but I'm okay with it. And that person's now one of my best friends. I talk to her about everything, and I think that's a wonderful thing that we need to explore more, is that men and women can have platonic friendships and it's okay. It's not a bad thing. And CTH put a good comment about this with Rebels, how they have
Yes.
Sabine and Ezra. And
Love
I know some
Rebels.
people kind of ship them together, so we'll see what happens now that they're older. But again, I kind of hope that they don't. I like the idea of having, platonic friendships in these medias, and it just being a platonic friendship. I think that'd be a great thing.
Mm-hmm. I will say, I don't know where I sit on Kamala and Bruno together. Um, I can definitely see y'all's viewpoint. I can see people who want them together. Regardless, whatever happens, I don't want it to happen right now.
Oh,
I
yeah.
feel like they need to give it time. I want whatever conclusion they come to, I want them to give it enough time that it feels natural. All right? If they end up being together, give it a while for that to really come together and make sense. If they end up staying as friends, give it some time. Give it some time so that we can reach that final decision and it feels natural. Whatever you do, don't make it rushed,
Absolutely.
Like,
And I think what would be great, because they are like teenagers,
mm-hmm.
these teenage characters, to have that moment of like, because we got the finale coming up tomorrow. I think it would be really great if Bruno, like, near the end, some crazy stuff happens. Bruno confesses his feelings, and she's just like, I really just want to have you as a friend. And I think it would be better than anything for him to be like, yeah, okay. And I would love to see in a season 2, which I'm pretty sure they're going to get, them work through those feelings and work through those emotions of being friends, and that idea of, unrequited, relationship interest. Because I remember having feelings for a girl and asking her out and it not being the same. Okay, I don't want to use the term friend zone, because I don't like that term, because it's not a bad thing to be someone's friend. Like, and don't get me wrong, I used to be very much in that mentality of like, yeah, bro, she put me in the friend zone. Sucks, why can't you just see what a great guy I am? But that's a dangerous path to go down. So I'm very, very cautious of using that term friend zone.
Only
Because here's the
pain
thing.
will you find.
Friendship is not a bad thing. And also, I would give this as dating advice to younger me and to any younger viewers. Here's the thing. Yeah, I know you're joking, dude. But what is wrong with being
Oh, he's doing the freezy thing. Give him a
friends
second.
with somebody? Because and you see yourself being interested in them romantically, and you want them to become a relationship partner, and they tell you, I kind of just want to be friends, and you drop them. You don't really want them as a partner. you just want to get into their pants. Sorry I said it. But it's true. I mean, listen, I'm self-reporting here. I've done it. I've definitely been in things with girls where I enjoyed them. I enjoyed their company, but when they were like, "Let's be friends," I'm like, "No," because deep down, being honest, I didn't want to be friends with this person. I wanted to have relations with that person. And here's the thing, that's not necessarily a bad thing either. But the key to that is honesty. And if you're going to be honest about it, great. And if you keep it a $150, cool. But don't dress it up and pretend something that you're not.
You know,
now that I'm off my soapbox.
No, but that was some solid advice, and I appreciate you sharing your own experiences with that. I feel like it adds a lot of validity to your statements. Yeah, that was good. Of all the soapboxes that you've hopped on, that's probably one of my favorites. Good rant. Good rant.
It's one of the ones that's actually has a point, and it's not just me hating on Starkiller, which don't worry, might come later.
Or toxic fans.
Save it till news and rumors. Wink, wink, wink.
All
right, let's hit non-spoilers, because holy moly, this show's plot was not what I expected it to be.
Woo, baby.
Alrighty.
Wow. Oh, Gabby's here. We talked relationships between Kamala and other characters, specifically Kamala and Bruno, how we don't necessarily want to see them as a couple. And if we do, we don't want to see it yet. We want to give it time. Huh?
His name's Bruno? I thought it was Brian.
Fucking God. No, that was something I related with Bruno on. Because ever since I was younger, everybody got my name wrong. Because my real name... Confession time. My real name's not Eli. It's actually Elias. But everybody always spelled it or said it Elias when they read it. Like... Elias is evidently very common, like southwest region of the U.S. Or like overseas. Elias is a very common name, but it's always been Elias.
I don't know how I would have seen it unless I saw it spelled out. So we're dropping some absolute bangers this episode. So because of that alone, isn't that a good reason to subscribe? Definitely like this video and share it with your friends, because while I'm using this as an opportunity, we've dropped some pretty good little bangers here in this episode of Miss Marvel. So also watch the show. It's actually good. Don't listen to what the dipshits on Twitter say.
Absolutely.
It is actually enjoyable.
If you're a cosplayer, you'll have somebody to relate to.
Miss Marvel is good. You guys are just mean.
Facts.
Said it. I'll say it again. No, I don't want to.
Or racist. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's part of it. Yeah, that is definitely a part of the criticism, which is very unfortunate. Because here's the thing: it is not often in media we get to see peeks into another culture, and I think there's a saying. I think it's diversity kills intolerance. And I think that's so true, because here's the thing. The more exposed to different ideas and different people's ways of life you are, the more tolerant you will be. You kind of have to. Because here's the thing. If someone's out there just living their life and you have an issue with the way someone else is living their life, that's not their problem. That's yours. So, and also, being mad at people for literally just existing, that ain't cool, Chief. That ain't cool. And you can apply that to almost any issue. If somebody is literally existing and you have an issue with that, that's a you problem, not a they problem. Just saying. Don't make your problems their problems. Kind of selfish.
We don't normally talk politics on this, but I'm just saying that applies a lot currently.
Exactly. And here's the thing. I'm keeping it so vague. You have no idea what I'm talking about. But here's the thing. It's vague enough, but here's the thing. It's pointed enough as well.
Yep. I have been very, very outspoken on my story, and I have chosen to adhere to your policy of, Obi-Wan's I'm not brave enough for politics on here. I keep it on my story. If y'all want to hear what I believe, go on there. But here, we keep it civil.
Well, and here's what I say. If a matter of human rights is an issue of politics, then something is wrong. And here's the thing. If you are, like I said, if the way somebody else lives their life affects you negatively, that's a you problem, not a they problem. And while keeping it vague yet pointed, recent issues kind of, a lot of them very much boiled down to that. And here's the issue. When matters of human rights are brought up and people are silent, you say, oh, they came for X group, but I didn't care because I wasn't in X group. And then they came for Y and I said nothing because I'm not a Y. But then when they came for me, there was nobody left. That's the thing. I also just finished watching The Boys, so I've got very good political compass right now.
I gotcha. I have seen about a quarter of episode 1 of season 3. All of it.
We got to do an episode on The Boys because holy moly.
I feel like
that one will probably get political. That could do
a 3-parter series, 1 episode per season.
That would be good. I'd like that.
New series? All right, I'm adding it to the notes.
Adding it to the notes.
The notes we never touch.
the notes every time we're like, hey, we're going to do for a topic today. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. And the notebook literally sitting there like, I've got ideas. No. Back to the corner of shame.
Why do you ignore me, Father?
Father, please. I have topics. We don't care about your topics. But anyways.
Use my topics, please, I beg you.
I want to get back on Miss Marvel here because I want to talk about the wedding episode.
Yeah.
That was such a cool episode, a cool ceremony, and I really like the story with the djinn. So
yes.
When I was in college, one of my first minors was religious studies. So because I was fairly familiar with, all the different religions, this and that.
Okay.
One of my favorite things about that though was the study of different creatures, like mythical creatures, we'll say.
Okay.
Whether that, and there's a really great YouTube channel. It used to be called, I think it's called Storied Now. It used to be called Myths and Monsters or something like that. And they did an episode on the djinn. And it was just amazing. I mean, so as soon as I heard that there were djinn, I was like, I'm in. My mythology brain is clicking. Let's go. But yeah, there's actually several mention of jinn in the Quran.
Interesting.
I did a whole class on it. There's mention of jinn, and it's super interesting. I actually read the whole book. Pretty good stuff.
Wow.
Pretty interesting.
How many religious texts have you read?
Well, we won't get into that. After read,
what kind of skimmed?
The Quran.
All right.
Just the one. Well, the whole class was on the Quran, so.
Okay.
And it was good to get that extra perspective. But even with that extra perspective, half the time when I was experiencing a lot of the Pakistani culture for the first time. So I thought that was really cool to kind of get that experience. And while having just enough of a vague familiarity what's going on, but still being surprised and learning new things.
All right. One moment. My cat is very angry, so I will be popping out for just a second, and then I'll be right back.
Sorry, cat. Calm
down.
Angry
baby.
Angry kitty. But yeah, so I want to talk about, the change in Kamala's powers. So originally in the comics, her powers are very generic, Mr. Fantastic type stretchy powers. And it stems from the fact that she's an Inhuman. And while I don't dislike that, they did it the same story in the Avengers game, and I thought they did it pretty well. But I mean, I personally like this version of her powers better. I like the idea that it comes from her heritage and her lineage. I think it's so much more important because it also kind of melds with the message of the show, and that message is of having pride in your heritage and knowing where you come from and being proud of that and not being ashamed of where you come from. I think that's such a beautiful thing. As the great grandchild of immigrants, I used to have my Lithuanian flag up. It fell down because the strips weren't holding it anymore, and I didn't want to go buy thumbtacks and destroy my wall. But I'm very proud of my Lithuanian heritage. It's something that I'm very vocal of, something I very much enjoy. So to see that as a descendant of immigrants, to see Miss Marvel, I related to Kamala on that level as well, where it's the more I watch the show, the more I relate to the character. I really do. And I honestly, going in, I wasn't sure if I was going to relate that much. So to be able to see that and experience that, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. And here's the deal. I had to set aside some of my preconceived notions. I had to shelf my expectations and go, I'm going to go into this with an open mind. And I'm so glad I did because my perspective has changed and I am thoroughly enjoying the show. I will say that. I'm not afraid to say that I actually do enjoy this show. And I will recommend it to people. And here's the thing. Is it for everybody? No. Does it have some little silly teeny bopper MCU type moments? Absolutely. But I think it has so much charm and so much beauty to it. And I think that's not a bad thing. Is it predictable? Yeah. Do I care? No. Give me more. I'm enjoying it. And I can't wait to see where things go. But yeah, so I think I hear Eli talking around in the background over there. But I wanted to kind of move on to... So the wedding gets crashed by the Jinn, who are kind of villains, but also kind of not. So they basically, their whole purpose is to try to get home because they're from a different dimension. And I love how the MCU really does this. And I just came back from seeing, full disclosure, I just came back from seeing Thor. So I love the way that the MCU does the mix of the magic and the science, where, and there's even a call out to that where one of the characters in the show says, if Thor had landed in the Himalayas, he would have been called a Jinn. And I think that's a beautiful thing. And I think there's a point to that.
I do remember hearing that line and it was like, that's a very good point. Ugh.
Especially with the story of all the different gods in Love and Thunder, which I won't get too far into, but needless to say, I enjoyed it. We will probably do an episode on Thursday on it, so be wary because I want to talk about this movie. Holy moly, I loved it so very much.
We will see.
We'll see. If not, if we don't talk Thor Thursday, we will definitely talk it next week. Because I know Callahan said in the Discord that he was going to watch it next week, so we might hold off. We might do it Thursday. We'll have to go and see. But like I said, if you want to talk Thor: Love and Thunder and you've seen the show and the movie, and you want to talk spoilers, guess what? There is a magical place full of wonderful charms called the Discord. What's the Discord, you may ask? It is a place where we get together and we talk about all kinds of things. Let me just read out some of our wonderful titles in Cavaro's Cantina. We've got announcements. We've got podcasts. We've got general, where you can sometimes post memes and we won't rip your head off over it. News and rumors. We have a dedicated meme channel. Fan art. If you have fan art of us, post it. If you want to draw fan art of me in the theater, doing the Leonardo the DiCaprio thing, pointing at the Scarlet Witch feet, do it. Make it a fan art. I will post it on my page. I don't care. My grandma will see it, and I'm sure it will come up at Thanksgiving. I don't care. The engine bay. I'm not sure what happens in the engine bay. I'm too scared to go in there. I'm not a gearhead.
The engine bay is my bot room. Stay out of my bot room.
Don't go in the bot room. Repeat, do not go in the bot room. But then we also have fandom channels where we talk Star Wars, DC, Marvel, cosplay showcase. We've got 2 different channels, one for TikTok and for Instagram creators. And we've got a whole list of spoiler chats where we've got some for Kenobi, where you can see some of our thoughts as the show was coming out. Miss Marvel spoilers, which is empty, kind of. Actually, no, not really. The Boys spoilers, where I watched The Boys and wanted to talk about it, and I don't think anybody's seen it, so I don't want to post too many spoilers there. But dadgum, I want to talk about The Boys. Also, we have one for Thor: Love and Thunder, where I haven't spoiled a darn thing because I don't think anyone else in our server has seen it. I don't want to be that guy. But if we have a place for it. So join that Discord. Link will be in the link tree. If not, shoot us a DM. We'll send you the way to join the Discord. Promise. Pinky swear.
It's a good place. Anyway. I love the conversations that I get to be a part of on the occasion that I actually show up there.
I know, right? Every now and then we'll join the Discord. Also, if you join the Discord soon, you become a member of, you guessed it, the OG 100. In which case, you get a little special orange banner on your name. What does that mean? I don't know. I'm not normally a Discorder, but I get all the notifications and I will read them eventually.
It means, little things. Eventually we'll have I have a lot of plans for the OG 100. There'll be certain exclusive things that you only get to be a part of if you were part of the OG 100.
So definitely stay tuned.
Yeah. So,
but I was kind of talking about roots and Kamala's family getting back to their roots and going back to Pakistan.
Yes.
After the issue with the Jinn. And I have to say, I love episodes 4 and 5. Because we're in a strange place, and I'll tell you what. I had some Pakistani food for dinner tonight to kind of get me in the mood for the show. There's a little place right by the theater, and I came back, and I'll tell you what. I had it before. I think I got chicken marsala.
Mm-hmm.
That joint is hot. My mouth was burning. I was like, whoo-wee. Burning my taste buds off. Very good. But burning my taste buds off.
I am not particularly used to spicy food, so it doesn't take a lot to do that to me. I tell you what, when it does, it does.
It hits. But yeah, so when Kamala goes back to Pakistan, she gets to meet with her family. She gets to see her grandmother, which brings up a very interesting plot point. They say that it was there's a grandfather paradox in this show. And I couldn't disagree more because the grandfather paradox involves killing your grandfather.
I'm unfamiliar entirely with what the grandfather
paradox is this. Basically, if you go back in time and you kill your grandfather, that means your father's never born. That means you're never born. Or your mother, we'll say. So basically, for example, the first Terminator movie is the grandfather paradox taken to its logical extreme, where Skynet can't take out John Connor, so they send a robot back in time to kill his mother. So, because if Sarah Connor doesn't make it, then John Connor doesn't make it. But by going back in time, the character of Kyle Reese goes back in time. Spoilers for a movie that's been out since the 80s.
Right.
Kyle Reese is John Connor's father. He bangs his mom, which is weird because they're best friends. But
it's also weird because I was not expecting a sex scene in Terminator.
Wow. It's an 80s movie. They had to sneak it in there.
That's a fair point.
This is what got me about that. So it's basically it's a full circle loop. So where the paradox comes in is that neither side begins or ends the paradox. Where if the Terminator didn't send the Terminator back in time, if Skynet didn't send the Terminator back in time to kill John Connor, then Kyle Reese never would have got sent back. never would have gotten with his mom, and John Connor never would have been born. So that's basically the paradox, is that without one thing happening, like it's a closed loop.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if that's what really happens here, because in episode 5, Kamala is sent back to the night of the partition, where her great grandmother, I think.
Yes, I believe it's her great grandmother.
Yeah, great grandmother, where her great grandmother dies, where she's killed by the Jinn,
Yep.
and her great grandfather and grandmother escape. So they keep talking about the light of star, or the trail of stars that leads her back to her father.
Mm-hmm.
And Kamala goes back and she says to the mom, she's like, no, this is supposed to be you. And again, I'm not sure if I misread that scene, but I think what happens is that Kamala was brought back to be sort of the conduit for that, because because the great grandmother was dying and she couldn't do it alone. But I still think it was her power that kind of sent the trail of stars. And I mean, the great grandfather says as much. He's like, oh, look, it's the lady whose name I can't remember right now.
Aisha.
Yeah, he's like Aisha. He sees it as her power, as her magic. I think it's not really a grandfather paradox, because Kamala doesn't really do that much. I think she's just kind of there to witness it.
Yeah, at first
I might be wrong.
When the segment first started, I thought it was going to be one of those, get sent back in time and, nobody acknowledges that you're there sort of things. But then, she started interacting with people and they would interact back. And I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know what was happening, but I was enjoying myself. I was just like, okay.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I wanted to see what it was that I was watching,
Absolutely. And very much was along for the ride. Also, we're jumping all over the place, but I want to jump back to episode 4. The guy with the red scarf.
Yes, Red Dagger.
Yes, Red Dagger. Never heard anything about that character. Never
Literally
knew anything about that character. He was cool though. I dig him.
He was cool. And then what was the other guy? Like his mentor.
The mentor character.
What was his name?
I'll tell you what.
What was his name?
I cannot remember for the life of me right now. But I'll tell you what. As soon as I saw him, I thought to myself, "Yeah, dude, your days are numbered."
No, but he kicked some serious ass before he went, though.
I mean, he went out like a total badass, and he went out saving the day. I think he took out. I think he knew as soon as he took out the dude, he was like, "Okay, I've got a choice to make here. I know I'm done for, but I'm gonna go out and do something badass." And he went out like a badass. So,
oh, absolutely,
nothing but respect for him.
But like the bit where he drops the smoke bomb and then one by one takes down, like Gabby's talking about, in that first room alone, he took out like half of them. He was just taking them down. It was amazing. I loved seeing.
He solos with prep time. I'll say it. He solos the MCU with prep time.
Does he solo Batman with prep time?
If both of them have prep time?
Wait a second. He didn't even need prep time. He was just ready.
No, I think because he knew of the Jinn, and he knew they would come looking for Kamala with the bangle. So I think he had some prep time.
Okay.
And the order of or not the order, I think, or the mantle of the red dagger, which he said that dude's not the first red dagger. So I think that kind of means like, hey, we know this is coming. We're going to be prepared for it.
I gotcha. Also, killer secret hideout. Like
that secret hideout was dope.
Like you push back the stove and then like that was cool. That was cool. as somebody who actively wants a cool ass bookcase door in their house to like secret hidden rooms, that shit's nice. I like that. I like that.
Eli's putting the Batcave in his house. Eli's putting the Batcave in his house. Check the Shakespeare statue. Check the Shakespeare statue. Hold the head back. Push the button. You know what that reminds me of? That just made me think of the 60s Batman show, where there's at some point the Joker breaks into Wayne Manor and like is right about to find the Batcave, like pulls the head back and he's like, a secret button, and he pushes it and he's like, and a secret door with fire poles. I wonder where this goes. And he slides down it, and then Alfred pushes a button that makes him come back up. And he's like, a fire pole that goes nowhere. This is dumb. Because they can't find the Batcave. But it was so funny. The 60s Batman show is severely slept on. And we need to do an episode on that one day.
The Lego set's cool. The Lego set for that show is cool.
Well, I have to say,
the two of them.
This is one of my more controversial opinions, but Adam West is my favorite Batman.
Ooh, okay. That is a controversial one. Okay.
He's the most prepared. And also, I'm just saying, Adam West Batman, solos of the prep time.
Solos of the prep time.
He solos existence at prep time, and here's why. That man, in the Bat helicopter, in the very first movie, had shark repellent spray. Yeah, he had shark repellent spray in the Batcopter, just in case. That is peak prep time Batman. Mm-hmm. And here's the thing. That Batman wouldn't be a douche to the Justice League. Like, would he have like Agamemnon contingencies? Maybe. But I feel like he would talk to the League and he would have them perfected. Because he would be like, you know, Superman, in the case of villainy, we need to be prepared to take you down. And that Superman will be like, you're right, Batman. What are we going to do? I've got an idea. We need radioactive kryptonite, but I'll keep it in a special lead box that no dastardly villain will touch. And Superman's like, good idea, Batman. Wonder Woman, I need a shard of the lasso of truth. Why? So I can make a second lasso of truth. Okay. Green Lantern, quick, look, it's the color yellow.
I saw a Lego skit where that was his weakness. Oh my god.
I mean, that is. I think it's Hal Jordan's weakness.
Canonically, the color yellow
is Hal Jordan's weakness.
Dude, how do you pee? I never pee. I'm just perpetually hydrated.
I just stay very hydrated. Because remember, if you're super hydrated, kids, your pee is clear.
Facts.
This is a PSA. Drink your water.
A PSA?
Yeah, PSA. PEESA. Drink water. Under the Helmet Podcast does confirm that they do want you to drink water. If you've made it to this point in the video, take a sip from your water cup that you are watching this episode with and leave a comment below saying, hey, I drank my water today. And we will give you a good old thumbs up when I eventually read the comments.
Do we read the comments? Do we read comments? I haven't read the comments. I should read the comments. I know Callahan comments on our stuff.
I know. The problem is we need more people to comment. So definitely leave a comment below. But anyways, I think overall, I'm actually very excited for the finale of this show. Because, we didn't really touch on this, but the Department of Damage Control is here. And they have Eden drones.
Yeah! What the fuck is up with all that? Like, they showed up, they interrogated people, they were accusing Kamala of trying to kill people. Like,
Yeah, they definitely violated that influencer chick's civil liberties. They did not read her Miranda rights.
oh,
They pulled some shady shit.
there was a lot.
Also,
Oh,
they busted in the mosque without a warrant.
yep.
I'll tell you what. I can't remember the guy's name. It's blanking on me right now. The head of the mosque. I don't know what his name is or what his position title is. It might be Sheikh, but I don't want to say that. So if you know and you wanna thoroughly correct us, please comment down below. But what I thoroughly enjoyed was his little clap back at the end, where as they're leaving, and he says, "An agent, next time, please remove your shoes when you enter."
Yeah, that's
Badass, base as fuck.
But also,
Based
it's
king
incredibly disrespectful to keep your shoes on in one of those. I am not the most familiar with their culture, but keeping your shoes on was.
Well, in many cultures, actually, you're supposed to remove your shoes before you enter someone's home, or I think in very few places is it a custom to keep them on. I think most Christians tend to do it just because it's a matter of convenience, but it's sort of the idea of you don't want to take the stuff from the outside world into the sacred place. Like you want to keep it separate.
I gotcha.
I think it's a cool little custom. I dig it.
It keeps the floors.
But
clean.
I think that'll be kind of our wrap up on Miss Marvel right now. Can't wait for the finale to come out and see where things go. Will we be right? Will we be wrong? Find out next time we do an episode of Miss Marvel. But now it is time for news and rumors.
I got some stuff. I do
too. So I wanna get through my two first, and then you can rapid fire us because I'm ready.
Rapid fire us with my 14.
First one. 14? I got two. All right. So first things first. There is a leaked trailer for Mandalorian Season 3. I think it's a celebration trailer floating around on YouTube somewhere. Have you seen it?
No, I don't want to hear about it, so I am actively going to take off my headphones for this
segment. I'm not going to say
it.
what happens. I've only seen maybe one or two shots of it, but I've also very much ignored it. Until it comes out, officially, I don't care.
I want to see. Hey, Cal, it's all good. We're happy to have you here. Doesn't matter if you're late, better late than never. We always appreciate having you regardless.
Exactly.
We're getting into news and rumors, though. Oh,
yep, I changed the
banner. I had somebody, one of my followers, a good friend of mine, and actually occasional guest in our comments, Wolfchild, DM me and it was like, "Hey, have you seen the Mando trailer?" And I was like, "No, I don't want to. I want to watch it the way that it was meant to be watched. I want to see it in all of its glory once it's ready." And the 14 updates is not just because we skipped one stream. There's been a lot of news dropping this week. We've had news from Marvel. We've had news from Star Wars. Most of it's from Marvel. Actually, this is almost all Marvel.
But speaking of Star Wars news, there's one other big one. So apparently, fresh off of his in his peak Sigma male grind set, Christian Bale is in talks to play a certain character in a new Disney Star Wars product, and that character is none other than near and dear to my heart, my favorite character to absolutely hate on, Starkiller. And you know what I say to that? You know what I say to Christian Bale playing Starkiller? Good. And here's why. Cue the Emperor's theme. Because here's the thing. Starkiller was originally played by Sam Witwer, who is a physical actor. He's not just a voice actor.
We've seen this with that. with that
He's a
Kenobi
pretty good
scream.
He's a pretty good physical actor as well. So I don't know why they would get Sam Witwer. But here's the thing. Starkiller fans, and I don't mean the people that are just like, yeah, I think he's a cool character. I mean Starkiller fanboys. I mean the ones that wake up and have with a sore ass from riding his dick. I'm talking those types of fans. All right. I want this to happen because here's the thing. Those are the same fans that will never enjoy a Disney Star Wars product. So they're going to build up their hype. They're going to build up their excitement. And they're going to quite literally be crying and pissing and shitting and coming when Christian Bale, the Patrick Bateman Sigma male archetype character is going to be coming in to play Starkiller, and they're going to hate it. And I'm going to love it. Because I will sit there in validation, knowing that my years of hatred of this character will finally be shared. And people go, oh, he was better in Legends. No, he was not better in Legends. Take your rose-tinted glasses off, hop off his cock, deconstruct your power fantasy. Guarantee you he's not that good of a character. He's boring as shit. He's bland as shit. All he did was pull a Star Destroyer out of the sky that was already falling. He fought Darth Vader. Who gives a shit?
Half the fucking universe has fought Darth Vader at this point.
He gets killed by Palpatine in at the end of Force Unleashed 1. He comes back in Force Unleashed 2, and the only reason he wins because he's a clone of a clone. Who gives a shit? Who cares? I will say it once. I'll say it 1,000 times. Starkiller, trash. Let Christian Bale play him. I think Christian Bale, he's a great actor. I'm fresh off of Love and Thunder. His Gore the God Butcher, really good. Really, really. I'm not spoiling. Not spoiling.
I realized after I did this that this does fucking nothing. But you know.
No, his performance was really good. His performance was really good, and his performances are always really good. I really loved him as Batman. And he had said recently that, if Christopher Nolan has a good story, he'll come back for another Batman. Yes. The Dark Knight 4. Can't wait. I think it's better as a trilogy, in my personal humble opinion. But if he does come back, I still want him to do the voice. I want that voice. I want that sweet, sweet bat voice. Just imagine. Oh, I'm imagining Adam West's Batman, like the costume, the vibe, everything like that, but with the Christian Bale voice.
I'm imagining.
Your dastardly deeds are done, Joker.
I'm just imagining like Christian Bale's Batman dropped into the Adam West show, and like Joker's like, "Oh, I'll get you next time, Batman," and he's like, "No, you won't."
Where are they, Joker? What do you mean, Batman? What did you do with the bomb? You're gonna drop them on that group of nuns, or the orphans, or the little duckies. Not the duckies.
He's like, Jesus H. Christ, Batman, I was just going.
Quick, Robin, pass me the anti-shark repellent. Oh man, there was an episode of the '60s Batman, which is absolutely hilarious, where like the Joker, the Riddler, the Penguin, I think like Catwoman too, they all like they go through this scheme where they turn their henchmen to dust, and so basically they turn their henchmen to dust, and then they get sent to the Batcave where like Batman, if they come into contact with water, like they become fully formed people again, and but they become very like molecularly unstable. So basically, they all die because like right after they become like stable again, like Batman and Robin just like punch them and they disappear.
Oh,
it's like what do we do, Batman? It appears their molecular density is unstable, Robin. Quick, if you punch them, they turn back into dust. Wapow! Pop! Whammo! And then so what do they do with this plan? What do they do with that? They go to the UN Security Council and they turn them all into dust, but they get the dust mixed up together. I think Robin actually does say, I think there's a point where like
I think this was the movie. Wasn't this the movie?
Was this
Yeah.
the movie? No.
No, I'm remembering the movie, and they went to the UN, and everybody ends up speaking different languages at the end.
Yeah, I think that was an episode of the show though, because in the movie,
no, because it was like an hour and a half long. It was like a full
movie. Like they were in like a submarine the whole time.
No, there was a submarine. Man, I don't know.
Yeah, but they weren't in the submarine the whole time.
I haven't watched that. That's an
episode of the show.
Oh, well, maybe. Shoot. Guess they went to the UN a lot.
Yeah. Commissioner, the UN is in town again. Quick.
Batman, this is the third time this month.
The dastardly fiends from going to the United Nations. Oh, the 60s Batman show was wild. They
really just said full send it with the UN. We got somebody in crisis, send in the UN.
My favorite part of that is there's a thing where they like are going to like stop the Joker from like detonating like a dirty bomb in a building or something like that. Like the situation could not be more dire. It's like, quick, Robin, we have to get to the top of this building or the Joker is going to detonate a dirty bomb and destroy all of Manhattan. And Robin's okay, Batman, we got it. And they get there and they jump out the Batmobile and they're like about to run away. And Batman's like, hold on, Robin. What, Batman? We have to pay the parking meter. But Batman, the Joker's gonna detonate a dirty bomb and blow up all of New York. Right, Robin. But it's our civic duty to pay the parking meter. Because if we don't do that, mind you, this is Batman, the vigilante.
The vigilante who does work closely with the commissioner of police. And the rest of the police, for that matter.
True. Batman is basically an op in that show, but it's fine. We dig it. Sometimes you never know what to do with a bomb.
Okay, but one of my favorite Batman cosplayers I ever saw was 60s Batman with the giant bomb, and he was just carrying around a con, just running around. It was fucking hilarious because he had the voice down and everything. It was amazing.
Yeah. Adam West Batman voice is pretty good to do. It's a lot of fun.
It's good. But I got 14 points, and I have now 2 minutes to do it. So,
rapid fire. Ready, go.
All right. Ryan Coogler will likely return to direct Black Panther 3 after his Disney Plus series Midnight Angels. Excited for that. Midnight Angels. One for all of our Stranger Things fans, including myself. Rip to Eddie. Duffer Brothers form Upside Down Pictures banner at Netflix. New projects in development include live-action Stranger Things spin-off series, live-action Death Note series. It's live-action anime. Keep your expectations at what they may be. Stranger Things stage play. That one has me interested. I don't know how Stranger Things will translate to a stage play, but Broadway's been doing some spectacular stuff recently, so who knows?
Music
news.
If only I could make a deal with the
God. First look at What If Season 2, X-Men 97, and Marvel Zombies will be revealed in a Marvel Studios animation panel at San Diego Comic-Con on July 21st. So we got 9 days. 9 days before that one.
Okay.
And then we got news about my favorite Spider-Man. Former Marvel Studios attorney Paul Sarker reveals it is legally possible for Andrew Garfield to return for Amazing Spider-Man 3 without violating any Disney or Sony rights. Quoting, legally, the sides could work out whatever paperwork needed to be done. There is nothing stopping them. Next up, According to RPK News, Giancarlo Esposito has reportedly had recent talks with Marvel Studios for an unknown role. Please let it be Doctor Doom. I know he could kill that. Next up,
I would love
we
that.
have news about your favorite Captain America, Dylan. Marvel
Sam
Studios has officially hired Julius Ona as the director for the Marvel Cinematic Universe's upcoming Captain America 4 film starring Anthony Mackie.
Hell
We are
yeah.
finally getting some news about him, and I think that was the reason why we hadn't seen or heard much from Sam Wilson, is they were trying to make sure that the movie was together before we started teasing things that will then appear in that.
That's fine and all, but I will
It's
ask.
been too long.
I'm trying to think. I think Sam Wilson in What If I remember correctly, he was only in like one episode, and it was the zombie one.
I mean, Iron Man was in a lot of them. He just was never alive in any of them.
Yeah. Yeah. Sam Wilson was in the What If Marvel Zombies episode, and that was it. Damn.
Yeah. A little bit of Thor: Love and Thunder news. There's actually quite a bit in relation to Thor: Love and Thunder news-wise. A Thor: Love and Thunder spin-off series centered around Korg is reportedly in development over at Marvel Studios and Disney Plus. Exciting
Killing
news.
me, Smalls. I can't say anything. Killing me, Smalls.
Let's see. I have even more on Captain America 4. Finds director and filmmaker Julius Ona. Anthony Mackie stars in the feature, which hails from Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Head writer Malcolm Spellman. Nigerian American filmmaker Julius Ona, perhaps best known for helming the 2018 thriller The Cloverfield Paradox, will direct the fourth installment of the Captain America film franchise for Marvel Studios. Anthony Mackie is starring in the feature, reprising his longtime Marvel character of Sam Wilson, but not, however, Wilson's longtime alter ego and Captain America sidekick Falcon, is thanks to the blah, 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 what happens in Captain America and the Winter Soldier. We have a first leaked look at the Riri Williams Ironheart.
Speaking of Ironheart, I think Callahan put this in the Discord, but guess who just got casted for Ironheart? Alden Ehrenreich, young Han Solo.
Yeah. Ooh.
Thank God. I'm glad he didn't get blacklisted after that.
Me too.
And this is my comment: make Solo 2 happen. Make Solo 3 happen.
Yes. Give me
more young Han Solo, please. I beg of you.
Gabby and I just started Solo after making it through the prequel trilogy, so Solo very near and dear to my heart. I keep it right here between my left ventricle and my right ventricle. But there's leaked art of Riri Williams' Mark I suit. In addition to that, Thor: Love and Thunder director Taika Waititi's live-action Star Wars project is looking at an early 2023 production start. So
yeah, and he also was going to cast. So apparently on set he asked Natalie Portman, or Natalie was like, "Oh, Taika, what are you going to do after Love and Thunder?" And he's like, "Oh, working on a Star Wars project. You want to come?" And she was like, "I was in Star Wars," and he goes, "Oh, I kind of forgot about those. Oops."
I love Taika. So much.
Hey, me and my boys are gonna make a Star Wars movie. Want to come? Hey, Nicole, this is me. We're gonna go make a new Star Wars movie. Want to come? I've told the same joke 3 times now, but it's still funny.
It's good. We have Ant-Man news.
Just wait. That's all I'm gonna say. Just wait. About Korg.
All right. According to My Time to Shine Hello on Twitter, MODOK will have a big role in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. He will also be Kang the Conqueror's advisor and the second main villain in the movie. I'm excited to see MODOK show up. I don't know.
I'll tell you what. I'm interested to see what they're going to do, because they're putting Kang and the big bad of Phase 3. They're putting it in the Ant-Man movie. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, because I love the Ant-Man movies. But he's the hero that gets like shat on more than anybody. So like it's kind of an interesting move putting the big villain in an
his
Ant-Man movie. I don't know.
Now,
I'm curious. I'm curious to see where it goes.
we have Agatha House of Harkness is set to begin filming in January 2023. Very excited about that. Catherine Hahn is spectacular. I'm excited to see what happens with them giving her own series. I want to see more Agatha. Give us more banger songs. All about that. And then we have some more difficult news to hear. So it's recently come out, a lot of people have been critiquing the VFX of more recent Marvel projects. And it's come to light a lot recently that some former Marvel Studio VFX artists, specifically Drew Gavil, reveals MCU is a horrible place for budding VFX artists. They're a horrible client, and I've seen way too many colleagues break down, he said in a quote. It's sad to hear that they're treating their VFX teams like this. You would think that for such a large studio, especially being backed by Disney, that we would see some better behavior on this, but unfortunately, it's a large corporation. I would like to see them. The best thing I have to say to all that, I'm gonna pull the regular Dylan. Do better. Do better.
For real. Like that really sucks because I'll tell you what, okay. I personally have not noticed a decline in the VFX in these movies. And the shows too. I've yet to see anything that really stands out to me as being bad. But it is a shame that, people are like so critical of it. And then I've seen people like coming out and saying like, yeah, this is why they're not so good, this and that. But people are like, simping for Marvel and like, oh, this. I mean, come on, like, what do you expect? Like, okay, listen, Marvel doesn't have to fucking pump out a new movie every 2.5 seconds. Like, they can take their time and not rush these projects. And don't get me wrong, do I enjoy getting Marvel content? Yes.
Oh yeah,
I do.
But
do I enjoy getting Star Wars content? Yes, I do. But here's the thing. There doesn't need to be new content every month. Or every day or every week. It's nice, it's enjoyable, but it's not required. So if they can slow down to spare their workers and do better for their workers, I think they should.
Absolutely.
Pull up Gabby's comment real quick because I think kind of end it on that because I think that's perfect.
Because that's my final point.
Exactly. Art takes time. You can't get content and protection at the same time. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, unless you're like me and everything I make is gold. But of course. That's just me personally. I mean, if you're following on TikTok right now, I am going through a saga of my second original character because I killed my first one. I didn't like the storyline, so I killed him off.
In true D&D fashion, isn't it just your first character's kid?
Yes.
In true D&D fashion, you brought in a second character that looks almost exactly like the first and is here to avenge his father or something like that.
No, okay. He's not here to avenge his father. He's very much a Jason. Well, what I enjoy, and I will say this because I don't want to get too far off topic. But what I liked about playing the first character, who was just named Dill-Ann, I mean, I'm not the most creative person in the world.
Look, we've all been there. My first D&D characters were pretty basic.
Yeah, but I enjoyed it because, this was a more of an aspirational type character. I was a Jedi, and I was very much, there was only certain things that I could do with that character because it was that aspirational model. And when I was, doing battle with, so I have some friends on there. Shout out to Brandon and David because they're awesome, but they were playing dark side characters. Okay. So I had to balance that out with, okay, I have to be the good guy. Whereas in this story, I don't have to be the good guy. I can do some more dubious things and I can step on my phone and I enjoy that. I think it's fun. There is a video of me stepping on my phone where I like take my phone, put it on the ground, and do the foot thing. So if you ever wondered what it's like to watch me step on someone, check out my TikTok.
I mean, I got a Supreme Leader cape here. I'm sure eventually we'll get a video like that. The full Supreme Leader fit.
If you excuse me, I'm gonna go cry in the bathroom now because you're gonna one up me. It's gonna be so much better.
You're just sitting there like, yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah. Totally. Can't wait to see the video, dude. Need more water, damn it! I gotta shake this cup so the water will melt and I can drink it to quench my insatiable thirst.
I haven't even posted any of Supreme Leader Eli yet. Oh my god.
Well, we're waiting.
I know. I need to finish editing once.
And by we, I mean me. And by me, I mean me. What is editing? What is editing a video? Is that like editing a photograph? You don't just take them and post them like I did?
No, I like to add effects and stuff. Make sure that they're.
I'll tell you what. I posted a reel the other day and the only reason I posted that reel is because. Sorry. Now that I have your attention.
Is that a lightsaber under your desk, or are you just really excited for these videos?
Anyways, so I posted a reel, and I thought it was super interesting because it was like, okay, I didn't think it was great, but I didn't think it was terrible. So I posted it. It was a video my sister took of me when I went home a couple weeks back. And the only reason I posted it is because I saw a really cool flow video, and I was like, I had a good flow in this video. I'll post it. I can't believe I forgot to do it sooner. It's now got over 4,000 views on Instagram. I was like, what?
There you go.
I posted a reel on there that got over like 200 in like months. Also, my Instagram game has been kind of slacking lately. I'm not gonna lie.
Have I? God, have I ever talked about like my rant of my one reel that got real big?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll hear it again.
This one reel, there was a black background for it, like the thumbnail for it.
It's always the ones you don't want to blow up will blow up.
Right? It's all of like 3 seconds. It's me like picking up my helmet, talking about like me getting inspiration to do reels again. And I mean, I know why it blew up. It's got Sweet Dreams over it, and that song, it does things.
Yeah,
it does things.
Me finding inspiration to make reels again hasn't made this real sense.
Actually, I made a number of them since 8, but oh, never mind. That's my drafts folder. 48.5 thousand views and 1,800 likes on that little piece of shit.
That's amazing. I think that might have been one of the first videos I ever saw of you, actually.
Probably. It's a lot of people's only videos I've seen of me. Nearly 50,000. 50,000. But anyway,
I've got my video where I posted about my like Deland origin video got it's got like almost 50. It's got like 40 something thousand views.
There you go.
And it's like it's insane to me because I was like, how did this blow up like this? And I'm not gonna lie, this was a video I actually put like a good bit of time and effort into. So I was very proud and thankful it blew up. But I'm also like, what? Also, some of the comments on it are absolute gold, and I love them.
Yeah.
Like, I love people who are just like, yeah, I really like this character. I want to see more of them, and then never followed my page. Yeah. I've actually met some really cool friends through this video, so I'm not gonna lie. Nice. One of them says this TikTok has reignited my desire to make my own clone OC. I really like to see a movie about a character like this. This is cool for real. We have one person said we have Obi-Wan at home.
Oh no! Oh, they did not do you dirty like that. Not
Sounds
to my
deep.
boy.
Sounds deep, bro. That's a badass story, bro. Part 2? Question mark. Legend. Will he beat the Sith? Is this for a tabletop RPG? This would be sick to do in a campaign.
I actually had I want to do a tabletop RPG with you one of these days. I've got the book.
Yes. Say less. I know none of the rules, but I thoroughly enjoy it.
I barely know them, so we can learn them together. I'd wanted to get a couple of content creators together to do like a tabletop show. I just need to figure out how to do it on here.
That would be really fun.
It'd be really fun. But anyway, I think that's all we got time for. I need to use the bathroom.
Definitely. With that being said, thank you for joining another episode of the most disorganized podcast on the internet. Don't forget, like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Join our Discord so you can be informed. Follow us on Instagram because we'll post occasionally. And don't forget, we'll see you next time when we go under the helmet. Goodbye, everybody. Bye-bye.
Have a good night.
Goodbye.